January 21st, 2016 was the release of one of the most controversial FNAF games, Five Nights at Freddy's World. The reviews were... Anyway, while many today dismiss this game when it comes to talking about the lore, I am here to do the exact opposite. Now, Scott himself has admitted that he regrets making this game, and even though that is the case, he also said something back in 2018 when Daco interviewed him that at least makes this game worth talking about when it comes to theorizing.
And I had to make something more lighthearted. And in hindsight, what I should have done is, I should have used that for a troll game, or I should have, made something like, Foxy Fighters. I should have just done something that was obviously for fun and not tried to somehow tie it in to a canon game.
FNAF World was tied to a canon game. That game obviously being FNAF 3, since when you collect each of the clocks, you get an ending where the Fredbear plush tells you to like this video you're watching, comment, subscribe to Shadow Libra with notifications, and join the Literal Libra's Discord.
Shut up, Libra!
Alright, here's how FNAF World connects to the lore. At the start of the game, you get a very vague speech. The last thing said in the speech is, "I will put you back together." The only character in the series who has had this line spoken to them before this game is Garrett back in FNAF 4's ending. The one who said this to him is the Fredbear plush. I have many reasons to believe Garrett's father, William Afton, controls the Fredbear plush. 1. The Fredbear plush wants Garrett to be scared of the animatronics. Look at his lines. He says things to convince Garrett that normal employees doing their job are going to try to hurt him, and he tries to make him scared of the animatronics. 2. Right next to the monitors looking into the experiment rooms, which we know Afton put many kids into, the Fredbear plush is sitting next to them with a walkie-talkie. Afton controls the plush. He's manipulating his son with it. We also have a repeating theme in Fazbear Frights, where dads will use plushies or dolls to watch or communicate with their sons, in both the real Jake and the clips. So with that out of the way, let's break down the game's opening under the interpretation that Afton is talking to his youngest son. Everything that happens out there has an effect here. Do you understand? This is a safe place. This is a sanctuary, but something has gone wrong, and now it can be seen here. Something went very wrong. That's why I am here, but I won't let the same happen to you. I will put you back together. This would definitely be Afton communicating with Garrett's spirit, since Garrett would still be broken by the time this is happening, which is why William would have to repeat, "I will put you back together," the promise he made to his son in FNAF 4's ending. It's interesting how he calls FNAF World a safe place and a sanctuary as if it's its own separate thing from the real world, and everything in the spiritual realm will have an effect on the real world as well. FNAF World, I believe, is Garrett's own spirit world that he created for himself after his death. Many people have pointed out that the map in FNAF World looks awfully similar to a brain, with Pinwheel Circus looking like the brainstem, Deep Metal Mine looks like the cerebellum, Black Tomb Yard and Lily Gear Lake look like the occipital lobe, Fazbear Hills and Choppy's Woods look like the parietal lobe, the Dusting Fields looks like the frontal lobe, and Mysterious Mine looks like the temporal lobe. FNAF World taking place inside of Garrett's mind would explain the silliness of FNAF World's gameplay. I could totally see a child making Freddy's into a silly RPG. FNAF World seems to be a complete state of illusion that William tries to access in order to collect his son's different memories and put his soul back together, which then makes you wonder what exactly went wrong. What is William making sure doesn't happen to Garrett? I believe the most likely thing William is talking about here is the missing children's incident, where William killed 5 children and stuffed their bodies into animatronics, forcing those kids' souls to possess the characters. I bring this up because the FNAF movie pretty much tells us that Garrett's soul is inside of the pizzeria with the other kids.
I think that they know who took my little brother. I can't explain it, but when I'm here, I feel closer to Garrett. My dreams are more vivid, and it's like I can almost...
change what happened?
Not only that, but like the other kids, Garrett's soul is influenced by Afton. While this scene was cut from the official movie, it did make it into the novelization. Before Mike was going to run into Afton as the Yellow Rabbit, he was originally going to first see his brother Garrett's soul, and Garrett was going to try to lure Mike to his death by bringing him to William, showing William influences Garrett. It's because the movie also confirms that Garrett is the one soul under the influence that doesn't possess any character. Quote from the novelization, "Is Garrett..." Mike couldn't finish the question. He swallowed and tried again. "Is my brother one of them? In the machines?" Vanessa looked squarely at Mike and shook her head. "No, Garrett was before Freddy's." Mike felt flames of fury settle by inches. It was small comfort, but at least his brother wasn't a ghost trapped in a robot. End quote. This would also explain FNAF World opening with "I will put you back together," because that phrase seems to mean putting a soul in a happiest day with the other missing children's spirits. In the 4th closet, Michael says he needs to put his friends' souls back together, and a result of doing so is all the kids being together in a happiest day. In sister location, Mike says he is putting his sister's soul back together, and the result of that is Elizabeth becoming Ennard, being in a body that also contains the souls of the other children's spirits. So William wants his own son to be with the other children, to be part of his perfect family, that family being the spirits of the kids he killed. But unlike the other kids, William doesn't want Garrett to possess an animatronic. So now Afton's plan to put Garrett back together begins. If Afton is the Fredbear plush in FNAF 4, and Afton is the one in FNAF World's opening, then he would also, by that logic, be the one speaking to the player as the glitchy 8-bit Fredbear. I'll explain how the game goes on, then I'll explain what I think it all means. The first thing he tells us is there is a task for us to complete. We have to leave breadcrumbs for him to help him find his way. Him, I think, is referring to Garrett. The next time Afton talks to us, he then says that we are in a safe place, a sanctuary, but there is actually no safe place. Again, telling us none of this is actually real, it's all in Garrett's head. We are then told we were made for one thing, and we have to find the clock. When we do exactly that, we get a minigame where we push BB into a box, referencing the BB drawing from FNAF 3, which leads to one of multiple secret minigames used to put the spirits of the missing children back together. Just keep that in mind, because this is going to be very important. The next thing Afton says is that we are being played, led through hoops, and that a puppet master is laughing at us. The puppet master he speaks of is confirmed to be Animdude. If you play the game in hard mode, Animdude says himself, "It was fun being the puppet master, but now I grow weary. It is time to put you in your place." So Animdude is the one making FNAF World seem like a normal RPG game. He may even be the normal Fredbear that tries to distract our character from the main objective, finding the clocks. When you find the next clock, you have to hit 4 buttons in a specific pattern: left up, left down, right up, right down. In FNAF 3, if you hit arcade buttons in that same order, you unlock the Mangle's Quest minigame. After that, Afton again says to find the clock, which leads you to another minigame where you put 4 cupcakes in boxes. In FNAF 3, you collect 4 phantom cupcakes to unlock yet another secret minigame. You're then told to find another clock. This one has you select the code 395248, which is the same code you use in FNAF 3 to unlock the Stage 01 minigame. Afton then reminds you again that most of FNAF World is a deception and you must find that clock. Don't follow the path that Animdude laid out for you. You then find the last clock, which has you push Shadow Bonnie in a box, referencing the Shadow Bonnie doll in FNAF 3 that leads you to the Shadow Bonnie minigame. After you find all the clocks, Afton encourages you to get a key, but he does not want you fighting the Guardians of FNAF World, because that is what Animdude wants. Afton says your true goal will be revealed once you have that key. He also gives you gameplay advice. Anyway, once you get the key, we get another scene of Afton talking to his son. "We are still your friends. Do you believe that? The pieces are in place for you. All you have to do is find them. Rest." So what the heck is happening? Simple, this is how Afton puts his son back together. Notice how he repeats the line, "We are still your friends," which is a callback not only to him saying that in FNAF 4's ending, but also to the beginning of FNAF 4, when Garrett refers to the plushies of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, a broken Foxy, and Fredbear as his friends. William wants Garrett to think the plushies are his friends before putting him into the perfect family with other spirits that possess Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, a broken Foxy, and Fredbear. Afton giving his son the plushies seems to have been him actually preparing Garrett to one day meet the other kids that he knew he wanted to kill and force to possess the animatronics. When each clock is collected, I believe that it traps one of the kids' souls inside of a FNAF 3 minigame. We know these minigames are based off of each of Garrett's memories, because in FNAF 3, playing every minigame unlocks Happiest Day, which looks identical to Fredbear's Family Diner in FNAF 4. Tables spaced the same way, the exit is where Fredbear killed Garrett, and the spot the spirits rest is where the exit to Fredbear's is. FNAF World is William's plan to trap parts of the kids' souls in Garrett's memories so that way Garrett can become friends with the other children's spirits. But who is the one he chooses to trap the souls in the memories? The game shows our character as Adventure Freddy, but Adventure Freddy has multiple sprites. One in the surface world, one when you're glitched down, and another glitch, and another glitch, and another. But wait, we have seen this sprite elsewhere. Cassidy in Ultimate Custom Night is shown as the exact same Red Bear sprite that Adventure Freddy turns into when he's 4 glitches down. Wouldn't that mean Adventure Freddy is Cassidy? This would make a lot of sense. William always views Golden Freddy as the leader of the kids. In the 4th closet, Michael, the soul inside Golden Freddy, is the only kid William doesn't split throughout the fun times. He keeps Michael's soul whole. In the movie, the blonde kid is the only kid we hear speak. He speaks for the other children.
If we show you, what will you give us? You can have this dream every night. We can be together with him again. Like before, you said we could have anything we wanted. We want Abby.
Mike and Vanessa even acknowledged this in the movie's novelization. Quote, "Have you asked them about this?" Vanessa persisted. One of them. "He seems to speak for the others." Blonde-haired boy? He nodded. End quote. So, of course, William would want to take Cassidy, Golden Freddy, the one he chose to lead the other children, as the one who puts Garrett's soul back together. William also says to Cassidy, "You were made for one thing," which reminds me of a quote in the FNAF movie where William says something very similar to the kids' spirits.
"You are wretched, rotten little beast! I made you!"
He made the kids what they are now. So I believe that is the story of FNAF World. After Garrett gets bitten and dies, his soul breaks and is trapped inside of its own spirit realm. 2 years later, Afton kills the kids and sends Cassidy's soul to put his son back together. Cassidy enters the spirit world and allows William to communicate with her there as he takes the form of Fredbear. Cassidy collects pieces of Garrett's memories that shattered from him after he died. she traps part of the other kid's souls along with part of her own soul inside of those memories. Then, when she's done, Afton tells his son the pieces are in place for him, and he just has to find them. Garrett finds those pieces by meeting the other children's spirits, and they all become one big happy family. William Afton's perfect family. A family that is 100% obedient to him. A family that murders people, and the only family William ever loves, because unlike his actual family, he can control this new and improved family. That was very complicated to explain since, you know, it's FNAF World, but I hope that summary at the end helped. Anyway, I'm just glad I am finally doing a video about this game, because I've wanted to do a FNAF World video for a long time. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week. Have an awesome day.